It's time for the Dark Matter After Show. We are talking Season 3, Episode 12. My final gift to you is that this isn't the final episode, so calm down. Stick around!
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello and welcome! It is Dark Matter! It's time for the Dark Matter After Show! Yay! If you haven't already, go to youtube.com/AfterBuzz TV. Hit subscribe. We're also on iTunes and SoundCloud. Subscribe everywhere! Yay! Yeah! I'm Yael Tygiel. I am joined by my rockin' panel. Hello, Natalee.
Hi guys, I'm Natalee Dyer. You can find me at Natalee Dyer on all social media platforms. Nataleedyer. It's been a minute.
Andrew Mena is here.
It's true. It's not a fluffy bearded lion boy. It's an Andrew Mena. I'm here.
I feel like those are the same thing.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Totally.
We ferreted it out.
Andrew Mena, the bugbear.
The bugbear Mena.
And Tauri J.
Hey, I'm Tauri J. Miller. You can find me at Tauri J. Isn't this nice? It's just like old times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm also here in the
G-A-U-R-I.
chat, by the way.
Yay, live chat.
I know.
It's in my
I was
bones.
doing a bit. I was doing a separate bit.
yeah.
And, okay.
I'm sorry.
okay.
Should I keep doing that bit,
No,
guys?
we're done.
Oh my gosh.
Stop it. Tari's in the chat, so if you are watching us live, you can chat with him. If you're not watching us live, how dare you? But also, comment. That's it.
Tell us Tell us about lunch.
Yep.
What should be had?
Okay.
that's good.
We are talking Season 3, Episode 12. We have one more episode
Shut
this
up.
season. I know, I'm dying.
Don't say it.
This episode, my final gift to you. I want to start with all this Rio nonsense.
Nonsense. I'm sorry. Has he still not won himself back in your heart, in your mind? He's like willing to die, bro.
What?
Girl.
He's passionate. Come on, guys.
I know. I appreciate your passion. No, he's still not won me over and won me back. It took me a long time to forgive Six, and it will take me even longer to forgive Rio.
Will you forgive him if he dies at the beginning of next episode?
Nope.
Okay, great. Well,
No.
there's no convincing you at
But
this
I
point,
did
I think.
think about it. All right, so we have our dinner where he invites everybody over. They decide to be smart and go in transit clones.
Yeah,
So
which they
smart.
should always do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every mission should have this as a backup plan.
I really agree that this is like one of the first times they went, wait, why don't we be smart about this?
Yeah. We have the technology. Why don't we just do that?
I always imagined it was because you had to have a pod at the location. And that maybe those
fair.
pods
That's
aren't
fair.
available everywhere they go.
Technically.
Yes,
I mean,
talking.
you could just have yourself transported to a transport transit station and then just like take another ship.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
yeah.
Like, they have 3 on their ship. They
Or-
could just transfer to the next one over, and then the 3 of them, all right, you got your clone good? Great, let's go.
To the closest
But
one.
also, if you
Yeah.
die, you lose all of like the memories of what happened, and they kind of need to know what's happening. Otherwise, we would be stuck in a loop.
That's true.
I see what you're saying. I think that the solution is to steal more pods and put them on the Marauder.
Okay,
Yes.
yes,
And
that's a
also-
good idea. I would say, moreover, if you're gonna do all clones, also send Android. That way, it's clones and like an unstoppable force.
Yeah.
That way, you always have someone to come back with the information.
Great
Yeah,
call.
or even
now
just
that
have
we've
like
accomplished this.
Yes, now that we
Like
know the
mind
plan,
links.
going forward.
So silly. I want to talk a little bit about Teku this episode.
Oh,
Okay.
Teku.
Because first of all,
Did you have the
Oh.
feels?
I love him so much.
Yeah, me too. He's so good.
Sweet.
He's not just good, it's that he's always been good, and that like when 5 was like Teku, I have these like emotions towards you, and then he's like, it's okay, kid, I get it, yeah, I understand. And then when he's like, save my child, it was so nice.
Yeah,
That
it
was very
was.
nice. He also wasn't at all intimidated by Rio's like, I have a sword, be intimidated by me.
Yeah, he's
Like, I love that
know.
moment where he was just like,
Yeah.
so you have a sword. Like,
Right. Well, I mean, I imagine in his eyes, he still sees Rio as like a
a
kid.
child,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
So that thing with the sword, it would basically be the same as me just walking around with a sword being like, oh, this is how I think.
But you with
yeah.
a sword is terrifying.
Well, yes, that's true. I'm a threat,
Okay, how about like a lightsaber, like a kid's lightsaber?
A little bit.
Okay.
It struck me as like a Joffrey from Game of Thrones moment, but
Yes.
like less intimidating because you're like, oh no, he doesn't. I mean, he doesn't really execute anyone himself.
Right,
Like,
right.
I mean, he does.
But it was meant to be a power
like,
play.
yeah, exactly.
Like,
But
it was
still.
like, oh, this is cute.
You're just like, oh, come on, little guy.
Yeah.
We also got completely proved correct that Misaki has been pulling the strings and has been evil this whole time.
Yeah.
No, poor misunderstood Misaki.
Misunderstood.
Misunderstood.
She was pretty understood.
I don't know. I wish someone on
Just
this
quoting
panel
Rosie.
had said something earlier.
Yeah.
Like when everyone was all on her side and
Yeah.
no one
Jeez.
said
If only there were one person who just really didn't like her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys.
Maybe we would have seen this
We were
coming.
missing that, I
Yeah.
guess. I hated her so much.
Anything
And
you'd like to say?
I wasn't even satisfied with her death. I was
Right.
like,
Yeah.
I was a little satisfied that she's gonna die of her own poison. That's cool, but like
Yeah.
it's not enough. She's done so much to like screw up the family of this show. It's like, all right, now she's gone. Probably great. All right.
I don't know, probably. I think she's gone.
Well, I mean, they didn't show her death on screen, and yes, they do the poison that killed Nyx. So presumably she will die very soon.
I mean,
Hopefully she doesn't have
was
some sort of
bleeding from
antidote
the
because
mouth.
she is a sneaky little sneak.
I see what you're saying.
So
I would say that
She
it's
was bleeding from the mouth. Like
I mean,
internal bleeding.
that we don't see her breathe her last breath means to me
That she could come back.
Yes, exactly. In
Okay.
this show especially.
I think I really hope Melosi's in the chat to let us know, but I'm pretty sure that's the end of her. Not just
Fingers
because it ends that story and it needs to end there, but also because Ellen Wong, the actress, is on Glow on Netflix, which was renewed for season 2. And if you haven't seen it, it's like a totally different, it is a totally different character. It's really, she's an amazing actress to get us so invested in her here and so invested in a very different way there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, do you guys think that she was actually scheming from the beginning, or she essentially only from the moment that that the explosion happened that she was essentially trying to take over the throne? I feel like it wasn't until the explosion happened that she felt like the Empire was in dire straits. I don't feel like she was in it from the beginning.
Interesting.
I feel like it happened after, like, she started scheming after he found out about Nyx. And I would say like that. I think that was her turning point where she was like, this guy's never gonna trust me again, and the only way I can get into that power is by all this other crap.
Got
Andrew?
it.
All y'all's wrong. This girl been evil from day one. She evil. She born evil. I hate it.
She was born evil.
Can't.
I don't think.
Okay, she's probably not born evil, but like, here's how I feel about Misaki. Misaki tells this story. Here, listen. She tells this story about Teku, right? To Teku, about these guys who overpowered her and then like beat her up, and then later she got her revenge tenfold. She tells a story about I'm a sneaky sneak, and if you mess with me, I'm gonna sneak your face off, essentially.
I really like how you're censoring this.
And so essentially, she just was saying from day one, don't mess with me. I'm an egotistical person, and I'm gonna I have goals, and you will not stand in the way of them. And we were just like, I don't know. She's never gonna get there.
So
I feel so
disagree.
strongly.
I disagree. I don't think that her intention behind that story was that she's egotistical. I think that it was, if you cross me, I'm not afraid to do what needs to be done. And I think that she started scheming when she realized that Rio wanted Nyx and that she would never be his queen or his, trusted
That she would
right
never
hand.
achieve power that
She would
way.
never be there with him. And she believed in him in the beginning, right? We saw that. But it became very clear that she was jealous of Nyx in terms of their closeness and their romance, and also the idea that he wanted her to help rule with him.
Interesting.
And I think that's when it switched.
Do you feel like she was really invested in him at any point, or do you think that she was invested in Xiron and the symbol of Xiron and the symbol of having an empire?
I think she was invested from the beginning in him.
I actually think that it was never a Rio thing. I think she's always been completely and utterly devoted to the throne. Yep. And so whomever she feels is best for the throne, she will support, and whomever she feels is a hindrance she will get rid of ruthlessly.
I agree.
And so, like, at a certain point, Rio proved himself not to be an effective leader. And so at that point, she realized that, like, they needed a new person on the throne.
She's Varys.
Yes.
To quote a poet, them Misakis ain't loyal. Pretty sure that's how that goes.
That's a really ancient proverb.
Yep. We should have listened to it from the get-go.
It's true.
So, Misaki's gone. Yes?
Sarah Brock feels like she was schemy from the get-go.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not wrong,
I
Sarah.
like that we're all at different points.
My whole thing, though, is, like, why would she, like, save him on that first assassination attempt? Was that just to turn all of the, like, other, like...
she set that up.
She
like,
set
he
that
was
up.
Oh,
never,
no,
yeah,
I know
he was
she set
never
it
in
up, but I'm
danger.
just saying that, like, what was the point of that moment?
To put herself in his pocket, to be like, oh my God, I'm right here to save you.
Yeah.
You would be so dead if it weren't for me. You owe me.
Oh.
I'm like,
I didn't think she set any of the assassination attempts up.
Oh,
I
I think she's
definitely
been
think she
behind
did.
the assassination attempts and the call to... who are the people that came to take over? Pierre.
Yeah.
I wanted to say Pyre.
Interesting.
I think she's been, scheming and getting the rebels all excited.
Master manipulator.
Yeah.
But how would that benefit her specifically?
well, I think what's happening is simultaneously we have the people like the people of Zyron rising up and being like, hey, no, yeah, we don't like this rule anymore. But simultaneously, I think she's taking advantage of that and being like, and look, here's terrorists. So like our own culture. Boom!
Well, anyway,
Too
so
close.
what's next on there?
Too real? Yeah, that's right. Sci-fi handling our day-to-day lives.
Okay, so at the end of the Ishida storyline, 2 tells 3, 5, and 6 to get the message out, right? She tells them to go back and get the message out. What message? Anyone?
I thought the message was not necessarily like a specific message, but taking their memories so that 1, they knew to intercept her, and 2, all the like secrety pieces that they had gotten.
She didn't know that they had gotten really the secrety pieces.
Okay.
I thought it was a coup. I thought that they were supposed to get that word out that this is a
the House of Ishida is fallen.
Yeah.
yeah, but more so that Miyazaki is, or Misaki, whatever her name is.
Miyazaki.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The famed
Right, I always
artist.
You know,
If
that's what I
Miyazaki
do.
played that character, I would still really not like that character.
What did you think of Six's offer that to Rio where he said, this is the deal, we will assist you. You tell us what you need and we will do it with the blink drive, but we're not going to give it to you. What did you think of this deal? And what did you think of the deal that Rio was like, 30 million bars and then go away?
Yeah.
What do you think of the offers?
They were all false offers. They were just like, I'm going to say this and then maybe something will happen and then we won't actually do that. I don't think it was honest in any sense
side.
of it, on either side. Because 6 is like, we'll do whatever you say. That's not true. They'll have their diplomatic, like, no, we're not going to go in there and kill those people. And like for Rio, maybe he'd give them the money, but they still wouldn't be like, yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah, we're not out.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna
So
also
let's say
stop
on
you.
Rio's side, I guess it was like genuine. On their side, even if they'd taken the offers, they weren't. They wouldn't have been genuine. That's my thoughts on that.
No, I agree for the most part, but I mean, I feel like there's that moment where he says, you know, Rio's a lot of things, but he's not a liar.
Right.
And I feel very strongly about that. Like, Rio's all about, like, honor. And, like, he feels so strongly still, like, that look he gives Six talking about the death of Nyx and how he is responsible. Regardless, he's responsible. I feel so strongly about how Rio has in his emotions and where he's at. He is where, like, heavy, you know, like he says, heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Yeah.
And I feel like if anyone watched True Blood, he's like that vampire, I'm trying to remember his name, from the beginning, who just like greets the sun. He's just like, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of all of this. I'm ready to, you know what? I understand. Like, I got blood on my hands and I'm not a good guy. Like, I don't have to live like this.
Okay.
Interesting.
There's a lot of power in that, I think.
I felt like they were both genuine offers. I think that the issue with the offers at their core was that neither side was ever going to take it. In that, if the Raza still had control over the blink drive. They could still choose to not follow his orders.
Right.
And even if they had taken all the money, which I'm sure that Rio was going to give them, there's no way that they could just sit back and let things happen.
Right.
But like, they were pretty sweet offers. Like, in terms of compromise, I feel like they were the closest thing to something that could be accepted.
I think Six's offer was I think the most compromised, like the closest they would get to a solution.
Oh, yeah.
And it was never going to work.
No.
That's true.
I also don't know if
yeah.
it was really Six's place to offer that, because
Right.
we didn't see him talking to any of the other
Nope.
crew members.
Right.
Which we see like at dinner when he's like, here's the offer. And they're like, well, I like this. Well, I don't like this.
Yeah.
And I like
Yeah.
when he was like, well, it needs to be unanimous, guys.
Yeah.
You need to make a decision.
Ken from Chicago also didn't like Six's deal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right before our 3, 5, and 6 get back home, 6 tells the android to engage the blink drive at that moment. What? What?
For what reason?
Yeah. What?
In case they needed a
guess-
quick getaway. Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I guess because there was the Ishida ship needed to be closer. Like, it couldn't go as long distance, maybe?
I don't know. I feel like there was something. I feel like the getting the message out and that engage the blink drive, there's something else happening
That we just don't
that
know
we don't
about.
know yet.
Interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
I felt like it was pretty innocuous. Like, essentially the message, so that the Raza wouldn't shoot any Ishida ship approaching. And then if they needed to get away very quickly, she would engage the blink drive just so that, like, they could get out without having to jump to an FTL window. Because FTL windows are traceable.
I kind of wrote it off as a let's interrupt the android storyline.
All right. Yeah, but this show
writing
doesn't.
tool?
This show doesn't usually do
I know,
that.
but I
That's
was
the
just
thing,
like,
is,
but
they say little things and you go, "Ma, that must not mean anything. I didn't understand it."
Right.
But clearly you did.
And then
Right.
it does.
Yeah. I mean, we see that when everyone's back. I love. We'll talk about 3's decision in a bit, but I love when they're back and they're, all together and they're talking about the messages from the future. So here's what we've done so far: the Dwarf Star Conspiracy, and the fall of the House of Ishida,
and meeting our creator.
and meeting the creator.
And we
Yes.
talk about Crichton in this episode.
Yes.
We'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
To Crichton and Karina, the accelerated and the black ships are brought up. The double deception is not brought up, as though it may have been forgotten, and I don't want it to, because we're gonna forget about it and then it's gonna happen.
No,
I'm like,
it's
damn
already
it!
happened.
We're not
Yeah,
going
it's
to forget
probably
about it,
already
but they've
happened.
probably been like exactly how we have been, where we're like, oh, that was the double
Guys,
deception.
we just
Yeah.
got an episode full of storytime secrets. Like, do you think all of these secrets were entirely true? He's also in a, like
You
he
just
might-
explained to us how Rio's not a liar.
I know, but that might be
can't have
that
your
might be
cake and
them
eat it
playing with
too.
my expectation of him being a good guy. That's why no one else would expect it except you guys who don't trust him.
It's not that I don't trust him. I don't trust him.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm getting at. Like, it'd surprise me if he were lying, but that could be the
That's
double
true.
deception.
That's
The
true.
deception that he's been honorable the whole time.
I like that idea. So then when we capture Rio, because the deal that 2 made with Teku was that she would get him out alive. Because he's like,
Because
oh,
he's so
Mama.
good. I just have Teku in hearts
Yeah.
and made 2 promise exclamation point.
And Teku's still out there.
yeah,
Yeah.
somewhere.
He's not dead.
Oh.
That makes me happy.
And now that Misaki's gone, I feel a lot better. Not entirely better, but a lot better about his chances.
Yeah.
That's true. And then the question is, do we kill Rio? Do we not kill Rio? And everybody votes. Android gets a say.
Yeah, her
loved
voice is
it.
important on the ship.
It is.
It is.
She's part of us. And they vote to kill him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Were you surprised?
super
by
brutal.
that?
Yes. Here's my biggest
That didn't
issue.
surprise you?
Here's my biggest issue. They're like, our only option is to kill him or not kill him, or wipe his memory.
Like you've
Okay,
done
I definitely
before.
thought that too.
Like,
I was like,
wipe his memory. All of a sudden,
And make him
you have 4.
4 again.
Like, what is wrong with you? That is the solution. You don't have to kill him. He's no longer a threat. He is 4.
I was saying the same thing at my TV screen.
I was shouting. Tari knows. I was shouting.
Yes.
Wipe his memory.
But if you wipe his memories,
Yes.
you still have your feeling. Like you're one, absolving him of responsibility for his actions, and 2, like that doesn't get rid of your feelings of resentment towards him. So essentially, he would just be walking around the ship being like, "Hey guys, I'm 4," and they're like, "F you," and he'd be like, "I don't understand why this is happening."
But that's not true.
What
We know
happened to
what
us?
4 was like when he came out without memories, and that's not who he was.
Right, but like, no, everyone else would be like "F you" to him.
No, I get
but
it.
like, because when he came out without memories, he was very stoic, and he was very much about.
Sorry, that was me itching.
He was very much about kind of taking things in and whatnot.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like the way he takes things in doesn't affect how other people feel about him.
Here's the thing: you wipe his memory,
Yeah.
and bring him back, and now we tell him who he is, and we make him the 4 that we wanted, and we trust him because we no longer have these problems because that person's gone.
The ethics of
It's
that.
I was gonna say it's another way of playing God, but yeah.
We're talking about a ship of thieves and murderers.
I have another idea though of how they could have dealt with this. They could have gone back to you know that it was like the safe that they needed to go get something from for not true. What is his name? The you like him. I cannot think
for
this.
Adrian.
Yes.
For new
Yes.
Tabor.
Tabor.
Yes. Okay. And you have the android who's like, "You're locked here."
Yes.
They could have just locked him in there and got an android to watch him.
That would kill him.
No, they can go check on him.
All right.
Or
I'm
they,
just
like,
saying that would be another
That's
like
fine,
another
that's fine.
solution.
There are other solutions that kill him, don't kill him. Also,
Right.
why would you shoot him? You guys, space people, that's how you kill people.
I was thinking
Why
that
are we
too.
shooting him?
I just feel like it's
more intimate.
He deserves an honorable death.
Right? I think he
Let's
wanted
face
like
it.
a warrior's death or something. I don't know. But here's my thing. I feel like we've darn it, I forgot my point.
Good.
Sorry.
Arg.
There were more options than just kill him.
Yeah.
Wiping his memory was absolutely an option.
What I was
Right.
gonna say, sorry, is just that I feel like Rio, the character Rio, is dead already. Like now that he's gone, like he's been taken from Zyron, he's essentially like a prisoner. Like his whole reign was essentially like a fabrication of like Misaki's design, and so I feel like
We have a new
regardless,
character?
right? Well, regardless, like Rio is dead. Like the character Rio is dead. Like he can become 4. They can let him become 4, or they're gonna get rid of him. And I really hope that they like just let him be. Like I don't know why he needs his memory wiped. You know what I mean? Like like I think he's right. It won't change anything really, especially with how they feel.
I think that they would be able to let go of what he did if he was not capable of remembering it.
I don't think
I
he wants to
disagree.
kill them though. Do you guys really think that he's like outwardly ready to like murder them?
No, but I think that the threat is still, they still think a threat is there. And killing him or wiping his memory erases that threat.
I mean, the android with the most logical brain set was like,
He's still a
a threat.
Right, but that's like also like an android brain with like.
But that's, I mean, if you're going strictly with like facts and
Right,
like how it's
exactly.
gonna work, then yeah,
Which
he's
you can't
still
do.
a
Right,
yeah,
but when you
he's
can't
still a
like you
threat.
can't make decisions that way. That's like why they're humans and they
Right,
have to like.
which is why they should erase his memory.
And see, here's
Final
the-
thought, Tauri.
Okay.
Because then we gotta move on.
Yes. Anyway, I feel like yes, they could have wiped his memory. They could have kept him in prison. I mean, I don't feel like he was an actual threat though, because his main drive, once he got his memories back, was to save his people. And even before he got his memories back, his drive was also to save his people.
Sure.
And now his people have turned on him, and he's proven that he can't single-handedly save Zyron. So like at this point, he's a tragic character on a ship of people who have harsh backgrounds. If anything, their choice should have been either forgive him or let him go. You know, because there's this moment where I had imagined that they were going to be talking amongst each other and then really sat down and gone, we've all made mistakes. He has nothing else, just like the rest of us. Let him stay.
Yeah.
So I still think he's a threat because his goal is to save his people. Yes, they turned on him, but with the blink drive, he is now still, like, that's his goal. That's all he wants. He can still do that. He still wants the blink drive. He still wants to save his people. Those wants are not gone from him, even though he failed once.
His ability to do so though is completely removed. Like right before Misaki
Not
did
if he has a blink drive.
But yeah, everyone who knows that he's in charge is dead. His whole house has fallen. There's no one on his home planet now that wants him in charge. So if he returns with a blink drive and is like, hey, I got a tool, they'll be like, murdered, take tool.
The blink drive. Remind me what it does?
Blinks? It does some
Yeah,
blinking.
it closes its eyes.
And then just opens them again.
Takes you through time?
Right.
And space?
So he could go to any point, do anything.
Only time when it's malfunctioning.
Okay.
Okay, but and this is
Anyway.
not meant to be a
But,
prediction per se, but in the trailer he like
Wait, we don't talk about the
Whoa.
trailer until
Yeah, but
after
I'm just
prediction.
saying that will solve what this is, so we can talk to it.
No.
CRS agrees with me. I'm just saying.
Great. All right. I want to take a moment to thank our fans. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for being here. Thank you to everyone who's live in the chat. We very much love and appreciate you being there. We will take this moment to tell you about wonderful people who have made this possible.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us about the wonderful people that made this possible?
Guys, Leah Remini's Scientology and the Aftermath is on A&E, and you should definitely go watch it. It is Emmy nominated, and it's a groundbreaking docuseries, and it's back for season 2. The new episodes are on Tuesdays at 9 and 8 Central on A&E, which I'm excited about. I need to get access to that again. Leah Remini, Scientology and the Aftermath follows Leah Remini along with high-level former Scientology executives and the church members as they delve deep into shocking stories of abuse, heartbreak, and harassment experienced by those who have left the church and spoken publicly about their experiences. It's a really interesting show, you guys. And I don't know, I mean, I know who Leah Remini is because I watched King of Queens for a really long time growing up. Like, that was part of my childhood. I don't know about your guys', it was for mine. She's awesome. She's funny. The series also explores accounts of former members whose lives have been significantly impacted by the church's practices. These are crazy stories. It goes all the way, they have people all the way up from like the inner circle of Scientology, which is just really insane. So you should really check it out on A&E on Tuesdays at 9/8 Central.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you,
Nice.
A&E. Thank you, Leah Remini, Scientology and the Aftermath. Check that out on Tuesdays. But we ask you to do something for us as well. Please go to iTunes, subscribe, so you don't miss a single episode. We only have one left this season. And we also want you to rate and review. If you like us, you can give us 5 stars. And if you don't like us, you can give us 4 stars. The other stars, they
Do not work.
Nope, they're broken because I broke them.
Dang.
But if you bang on a keyboard and write some words and or emojis, we'll read it live on the air. So if someone in the booth could look up some sexy jazz music.
Yeah. Let's
Sexy
get
jazz?
some sexy jazz.
Sexy jazz.
Going
And this is the
on
gift we
there.
give to you. If you write a review, we will listen to some sexy jazz and Tari will take it down.
Hey guys, we got one review today from Creston Wizard. A plus
what?
amazing. Creston Wizard.
Awesome.
A plus amazing. 5 stars.
I like a 5-star.
Yeah. Creston Wizard says, I always look forward to this podcast. The whole crew is so laid back that I can just imagine myself hanging out and throwing back a few shots and chilling through the review of the latest awesome Dark Matter episode. Do yourself a favor and subscribe to this.
Thank you,
Wow,
Tari.
yes.
That was real sexy.
Thank you.
The music really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 sexy stars.
It's woman. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man. The AC is broken because Tauri broke.
Yeah. I broke the stars. He broke the AC. Okay.
All right.
Let's talk
Put
about
those guns away.
Okay, sorry.
let's talk about the memories and secrets that we learned. So we knew that Five had a sister.
Yes.
But we still don't know who
Yeah.
she is.
Yeah. But she sees a picture
She
of
sees
her
a picture
and her family.
and says, "Oh no," because I think she knows who it is. Because it's someone that we know. I was so angry that we did not see who it was.
Is it Misaki?
No, I actually was thinking it might be Renault. No, not
No,
Renault.
You're thinking of... yeah.
Truffaut?
Wait, oh. I was
Yeah.
thinking it was Renault.
I think it's Truffaut.
I think it... So, I thought it was... Because Renault is Afa, right?
Is the one who's looking for it.
Yes.
Aoife.
So, pronunciation and spelling.
Yep.
So, because if it is Aoife,
Renault.
Alicia Renault.
Yeah.
Then that means that her signaling to calling out for her sister means that she ended up being the one who caused her friends to die. And so I think that is why it was the like, no.
But I don't think she knows her.
They met. Like, she kidnapped, Renault kidnapped Five when she was looking for the last card of the Blink drive. So they've met. They've definitely met.
Okay.
So that's my interpretation or my thing.
Interesting.
What about you guys?
I thought it was Truffaut.
Ooh.
That was my thought. Or then I thought maybe it was Tosh. I'm trying to think of all the women
That could possibly
that it
be.
could possibly be that she would say, "Oh no."
Because Tosh is dead in it.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why.
That would make sense.
Yeah. They killed her.
Yeah.
Devin.
The whole thing is, did we ever know if she was an older sister or a younger sister? Because I don't know if we ever
I don't know
heard
that
that.
we actually
so
know that, but we've been assuming that she's older.
Yeah.
See, and I was assuming younger.
Really?
Yeah, I just automatically I have a little sister, so I automatically assume
sister?
the other
Little
sibling
one.
is always a little one. Yeah.
I have no sisters.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thanks. All right.
Moment
So
of silence
that's
for
yeah.
your sisters.
Thank you. That's sweet. So that's 5. So I was so angry. I was shouting at the TV, "Show me! Who
Show
is
us
it?"
all. Yeah.
Well, when he goes, "You have a sister," I was like, "We knew that."
Yeah, like that's, and then when he's like, "Here's what happened," she goes, "Yeah, I know."
I love that every bit of his like secret telling is like, here's some information. They're like, I know, and he's like, no, I have more. And they're all like, but what?
Yeah.
Oh no!
I also like when he was telling her that she was that he liked her and that she was she had potential to be a good little warrior. And I was like, no, you don't get to no.
No.
You just kidnapped two who's like a big sister to her.
Yeah.
Well,
And
alt universe Boone did it.
right.
Say, are we
He
all-
just collected her. It was just like, oh, thank you. Come on in my house. Like that's all he did.
Sure. Yes.
I was gonna say, are we a little surprised that Alt Boone and Portia didn't
Stick around?
Yeah,
Oh.
like didn't stick around and also didn't really do anything
That
to
we know of.
I think that they were hired to bring her.
Yeah. They're
Yeah,
hired
I
guns.
also am like slightly suspicious that 2 and Alt Portia switched, and this Portia can just act really well,
Oh.
and that would be the potential double
Interesting.
deception.
The double take.
Oh.
All right, so 6 finds out that he was betrayed by a fellow officer in the GA. Portia never revealed her source, but it was someone high in the command, which makes me wonder,
If it's
how high is a lieutenant?
pretty high.
Yeah, but we don't know what their system
we
is.
don't.
Because the highest person that we've met was Chief Inspector Miller of the Galactic Authority.
That's
Kierkegaard.
true.
Kierkegaard.
Yeah, we don't have enough beards in this show anymore after that guy.
That's true.
Yes.
Do you think it was Anders? I mean, Anders is the only...
Is the only one we would know to think of, really.
Right.
That's true. I mean, so it could be Anders. It could have been like, because the general was also part of the GA at some point. So it could have been that guy.
Yeah.
The general he killed?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, that would, but it wouldn't be thematically interesting for it to be that guy because
Well,
he's already
right.
murdered him.
Right. I'm just listing.
No,
pieces.
I
But
agree.
it could, yeah, but it could, even if it is like the general, then he could assume that it's Anders, and then be, like then you have
Right, yeah.
conflict,
I feel
especially
like it
between
has
those
to
two
be
lovers.
Anders, because they're so in love.
They are in love.
Yeah.
It would really bum
It would
me
really
out.
mess things
Yeah,
up.
But also, what an ineffectual secret. Like, you don't know who.
but you know that somebody you trusted betrayed you,
I mean, I have a feeling they
which
probably
is
would have.
very
Like, you
similar
would
to how the beginning of season 2 started, where someone
Right.
we trusted betrayed us.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yes.
Kathy Richards asks, "Do you think 5 is Shaw and 2's daughter?"
We'll get to that.
Okay.
We will get to that. So 3 finds out why Rio's been avoiding him. I'll say my prediction was better.
I was disappointed
What
by
was your
that
prediction again?
one.
That Rio and Sarah slept together.
Oh
or something.
yeah. I think we all kind of. I feel like I had that feeling too.
We all were like, this would be interesting.
No, this is
Right.
way better.
Really?
Yeah, because now it's Boone's fault. Boone, he can't run away from himself. He's a damn coward for shooting himself in the head and being like, I can't have this memory. Whoa. Like, and who knows if it's even true, right? Like, we also talked about that. Like, If it's true.
Oh, I don't doubt that this is true one bit. It totally seems like something Boone would do, not realize that he's killing the love of his life.
And it's something he can never live down. Something he does not want to know.
Yeah. Sorry, you look like you have something to say.
Oh no. Well,
you hate it so much.
I really.
I liked my idea better. That's all.
Me too.
Right. I liked mostly for the same points that Andrew was saying, that like it's narratively it's very interesting.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Because I think that there is less to do with it, with like an infidelity thing. But this idea that like he ultimately caused this woman's death and can't handle that weight is and the way that Anthony played it was so well done.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think what I'm upset about is not that. I think the idea that that Boone accidentally caused her sickness is an amazing story and an amazing secret to reveal. The fact that that's why Rio was avoiding him, that's what bothers me.
I see that.
Yeah, I would prefer, because I liked that 3 clearly was like, he's avoiding me because I did something terrible, and I would have liked it if that's not why he was avoiding him.
Right.
it.
Was because he did something terrible. It just, I think that would have been interesting.
Yeah.
But I agree that 3 being responsible for Sarah's sickness, like, yeah, duh.
Yeah. Though this idea that Ryu, he says it in the show, that he knows them more
Than they know
they know themselves. That idea, kind of him knowing that 3 would react very negatively. Maybe he was like, man, maybe he'd actually like just, self-harm. So he's like, I'll keep that secret to myself.
I like that.
Yeah.
The other secret that we get, so 3 obviously doesn't remember that Sarah's sickness is his fault.
Right.
It also makes sense as to why Sarah knows it.
Yeah.
So 2 has a daughter. She was created from genetic material with Shaw and Rebecca, I guess. And someone named Crichton, one of the names from our list, is holding on to the daughter until Portia can make enough to ensure their future. So the theory that was brought up is that 5 is her daughter.
Oh, yes. Kathy Richards says, do you guys think that 5 is Shaw and 2's daughter?
Maybe.
I think Karina is their daughter. I think that's why Crichton and Karina keep being said together.
Right.
I think Karina is her daughter.
Wait, who do you think is the daughter, Yael?
Karina, who's being held by Crichton. Crichton and Karina.
Doesn't 5 have a sister?
Yes.
Okay, well maybe that can be worked into this whole little
Oh, so you
scenario.
think Karina is 5's
Five's
sister?
and therefore, yep.
I'll allow it. I will allow it.
Connecting
Or
the dots.
Crichton is the sister, and they're holding
Ooh.
Karina, who's the daughter.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sister
Small
watching
world.
daughter.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Love it.
Yeah, into it.
Okay, those were the secrets. Oh, but also we find out that there's like Rio says to 2 that her secrets are in a vault, or in the vault, in the vault that have their secrets in a black box. Are all of their secrets there, or just hers?
I don't know.
I don't either. We need to open it.
Let's find that box.
We need to open it.
Let's find that box.
Let's find that
You
box.
don't say Yale.
Yeah. Next time I'm on set, I'm going to take it.
You just,
Where's the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
you had to see that one coming.
Okay. So let's talk about the android. She uses her new and improved upgrade and sees Boybot. Told you it wasn't Chase. Told you. You guys were like, it's Chase. It's not Chase.
It was Chase Clippy. It was a Clippy version of Chase,
Yes.
where he's like, "Do you need help with overthrowing the human race?
I see you're writing a letter.
You need help with that?" Yeah. That's all I saw when he
yeah.
popped up.
Boybot, who is going to help her infiltrate and assimilate. Because we need to overthrow the Anthroparchy.
Anthroparchy, I wrote that too.
I wrote it
Oh man.
phonetically.
Yes. Let's all overthrow the Anthroparchy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Well, I think that at some
I'm
point.
thinking about the Boybot.
Oh, man.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's so hot.
Warren here
really
for
nice.
some reason.
Jeez.
I'm dying.
Oh, jeez. I mean, I think that when the writer was writing the Anthroparchy, they were like, Futurama has dibs on kill all humans, so I'll go with this. I also unrelated, but I also find it interesting because they basically have the same plan as the Inklings, and so it feels like at the end they're both gonna destroy all humans and then be like, oh, I thought you were gonna, and you oh,
And did we both?
yeah, oh my gosh, so funny.
And then they have a spin-off movie with
Yeah.
just the Inklings and these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll allow it.
It's what we all deserve.
I'll allow it. I approve. I really like that scene of like, oh my god, we should have talked. We should
have done this.
This would have been a lot easier.
Yeah.
Unless,
Yes.
unless or not Rebecca, but Shaw has always been an Inkling, and this was the plan the whole time.
Ooh.
Interesting choice.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Very possible.
I mean,
Scary possible.
because essentially it allows them to, one, utilize the resources that are already available to them while they build more resources. And so by creating a world that is filled with all of these bots, or like these androids, they have created these alternate vessels that they can use either as slaves or as additional vessels if they need them.
It's just like mech suits that they're running around in.
Right.
I think it's very reasonable and probable that Shaw is an Inkling because she worked for Dr. Will Wheaton.
Right.
It like makes complete sense that she would be.
Yeah.
I like where your head's at. Any final thoughts on the android and their movement that is happening, or should we head into predictions real quick?
Well, I was wondering if you guys think that she's going to tell the crew that she took the upgrade. Or not.
I also am wondering if she took it out after she had that conversation with Boybot.
Right.
Yeah. She was like, God, that Clippy guy. I can't deal.
Yeah. Because at this point, it's suspicious with her going, Rio is a threat, we should kill him.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Let's head into
point.
predictions.
Yeah. Feel it.
Give me a prediction. Oh, next week. Sorry.
Yes. Do the thing.
Yeah, next week we see Project Phoenix, which is Ferris Corp's secret shipyard. They ask Mike for ships, and 2 ask Rio to pledge Teku's fleet to help her win the war, and she'll release him. Go.
Okay. So, I think that they're going to essentially hit the Project Phoenix so that Ferris can no longer do these sneak attacks that they've been doing. So, like, Ferris, I forget his name, Neiman was like,
Neiman Marcus.
Our projections say that we are only a month out from success. But if they stall them by destroying all of these ships, then I think that they could effectively turn the tide. Because Ferris, out of all the companies, seems like the most, I wouldn't say evil, but like the most ruthless and uncaring about the people. And so you definitely don't want them at the top of the hierarchy. And so that's my thing. That's my prediction.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Andrew.
It's going to turn out that the Inkling's natural enemy and predator is the werewolves. We're finally going to get our werewolves.
Great.
Going to bring Devin back, one back. They almost died, but then they got bit last second by a werewolf. I actually have nothing, so...
I was like, wait, how does one tie into this? I was so into it.
He's back, you guys. He's finally back after all of this time. No, I feel like I have questions because we didn't really see Misaki's death. Is that a thing? I really hope not.
I think she's dead.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But I think because this is my only concern is because I feel like I love Teku and I'm so worried for Teku, and she was the main concern of Teku, and the fact that they left that thread untied, and the fact that Misaki, we don't see an on-screen death, those two things scare me. So going into this next episode, I'm like, oh, is she gonna have like a final breath assassination attempt? Because I don't need that in my life. Not for Teku.
All right. Natalie?
I just think it's gonna be a big battle. That's all I've got. Like, I think that Rio will pledge the ships. I mean, I can't see why he wouldn't. Especially if he's trying to prove that that he's not a threat to them anymore, or in that sense, so that he can stay alive. I was not surprised that he was still alive. Though I was really sad they showed it in the trailer.
Yeah, I was
like, come on, let us suffer for a week. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
That was my disappointment on that, but that's okay. And Project Venus.
Venus?
Phoenix.
Yes.
You're such a Venus.
I think everything's gonna go up in flame, and then
Nice.
I mean, it's
Ooh,
Project Phoenix, so
very
everything's
literal.
gonna go up in flame, and then
Alright,
something
I'll
new
allow
is
And then
gonna
a
come from it.
rebirth. Yeah, I like that.
You had
Whether-
something from the chat?
Just a couple things from the chat. Kathy Richard says that the android will betray the team. Ivan Soto predicts that the Android Liberation Front will be season 4 big bad. And then there's a lot of people screaming, "What's in the box?"
What's in the box?
So Malosi had tweeted about all the different seasons and their themes, and he has said that season 4 theme is androids and aliens. So I think that the android liberation, as well as the Inklings storyline, is going to be held off until like the end of the season, like the end of next episode,
Yeah.
to set us up for the next season.
Right.
But I think that we'll be finishing out the war in an episode. We'll be like, we're done with this war, Ferris Corp, and we'll be done.
Yeah.
Can I also say though, I am like secretly hoping that if the android left the chip in, that she is truly as special as they've treated her and as she believes she is, especially after meeting her creator, that she kind of manipulates it to her advantage, or she changes it so that it's not like she can take the upgrade but doesn't need to follow what is very clearly like coding that is kill humans.
Maybe
So
that's
she
the
could
double
like
deception.
lead
Yeah.
the androids to a better solution.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a
Android
lot.
Joan of Arc,
Yeah.
you guys.
Yes.
And then my one last prediction is that you'll go onto Twitter and tweet "Renew Dark Matter."
Yeah!
We need your support to keep this show on the air.
Yeah, so I want to give you a Twitter that you should be harassing. It's Chris McCumber. He is the president of Entertainment Networks, Sci-Fi USA, and Chiller. Please, we are trying to tweet until he's annoyed. At McCumber. So MCCUMBERC for McCumber. C
Yeah,
for
I
Chris
got it.
McCumber. So at MCCUMBERC, tweeted him. Use the hashtag Dark Matter, hashtag Renew Dark Matter. Make sure that he knows tweet at Sci-Fi as well. But like really, I've been saying this on the other Sci-Fi shows as well. The idea is that when he decides to come onto Twitter, he's like blowing up with people saying that he should renew it.
Yeah.
Because
Smart.
I don't think he uses it often. I don't think he knows. And it's going to be real funny.
When he logs in, you guys, he's gonna be
He's
in
gonna
for
be
a
like, how do I have
surprise.
100,000 notifications?
They all say Renew Dark Matter.
Yeah.
I guess the people want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
That's what he sounds like.
That is
I
actually
believe
exactly
it.
what it says.
I worked on that impression for the
Thank
show.
you.
Good.
Awesome. Thank you all so much for joining us. Until next week, let me remind you that you can get Anders Live shirts as long as he's living, and if he survives the season, those shirts will be available until next season when he probably doesn't. So, Tauri, where can people find you?
Hi, you can find me at Tauri J. That's TAURIJAY. You can also find me on my brand new podcast called Missing Out. It's me and the Lex Michael, who you've also seen on AfterBuzz TV. This Tuesday, we're covering Set It Off, which was one of my favorite movies. So check us out, Missing Outcast at Missing Outcast.
Okay.
I'm Andrew Mena, AndrewMena on Twitter, and the Andrew Mena on Instagram. If you guys enjoyed this show, check me out on Wrecked on AfterBuzz TV. It's a super awesome show coming right up after this at 5 o'clock. And if you guys like D&D, it's Welcome to the Dungeon Hole. Check it out at Dungeon Hole on Twitter and Instagram and on SoundCloud and in iTunes.
All that fun stuff. I'm Natalee Dyer, and you can find me at Natalee Dyer, NATALEEDYER, on all social media platforms. I'm also on the Welcome to the Dungeon Hole podcast, and I talk with a terrible accent, so come hang out.
Listen for that.
It's true.
You
Yeah.
should.
And if you get her to a certain number of Instagram followers, she's showing her undies. So
go.
do that. I'm Yael Tygiel everywhere at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. If you are at where am I going? Fan Expo Canada, that's the word I'm looking for.
Are you going to that?
Yes, in Toronto. You first best come say hi, and second of all, help me pick a cosplay. So tweet at me cosplay ideas because I'm stuck. Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
What's in the box?
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.